hear the VOR here? How if I wanted to know if I was right in the middle here? See it? Well, I'm going to say it's probably about the 270 radio off the Putnam. I have to tune it in. I have to identify it. Remember, TIS. Tune it in. Identify it. To be the dit, da. So now I know it's working. So I'm going to set this for 270. Turn that to 270, which is W, the west. There you go. It's going to give me...
Airport. Cherokee 1782 Juliet, departing 36, making a right turn to the east. Window.
Hey, watch where you're turning, though. Now, so you got to fly and walk and talk and chew gum at the same time. There you go. So lead that. Now let's get back on that line. Let's head north again. We're heading almost west. You see we're into the sun there. Now see if you can level me off at 3,000 feet. And
okay.
If you don't get it exact, don't worry about it.
3,000, you got it.
All right. Looking good. Now you see way out there, Mount Wachusett? Yeah. Okay. We're just a little left of that, and you aim right there, and look at there you go. You got it right to it. See? I let go of the wheel, see what the plane's doing. It's doing fine, see? Now start bringing it over once you get to 3,000. Put it to that level attitude that we had before. Okay? And the airspeed's going to build up. And when it builds up, let it build up. You see the pressure? So if I have that pressure there, I can trim it if I want to, but mostly I want you to learn how to do is put it where you want it, feel the pressure. Now bring the power back a little bit while you're maintaining altitude. See? So keep that pressure right there. Don't let it go. Oh, don't let the nose come up. Put the nose down. This one here. There you go. Hey, keep it. Try to keep it exactly where you're putting it while you're doing that. See it? Now bring the power back. Put it back about 2,300 RPM. Keep it coming, but keep it where you want all this time, so it doesn't change. A little more. Right about there is good. Now, feel the pressure still in there? Hey, I want you to push the nose forward until it goes away. Keep pushing on it. Push. Turn. Push. Right there. There you go. Try to, don't let it rock. Keep it right there. Now go between your hand and the trim, like up like that. There you go. Now relax. No, not yet. A little more. Okay, put it back. A little more. Let's try that. Nope, little tiny more. Not much as it drops. Now try that. Close. See? And there you go. So now instead of doing this big correction, you're just doing this little correction. So 3,500, we're fine on this heading. It's good, I guess. Not bad.
I'm gonna correct it a little bit more. I feel like we're kind of drifting.
Work it. That's what you're doing. Whoa, you were great. Oh boy, wake me up. Long day, I've been up all day. Go home, I'm gonna go like...
How high can this plane fly?
Probably around 11, 12.
Wow.
You want to go up high something like that, you just take it up, fly it up there. I had somebody ask me one time, I said, I don't know, let's find out. So there's a point where you need oxygen. Where is that, you know?
What point do you need oxygen?
As a level of altitude, I might need oxygen. For me, it could be 5,000 feet. No, I'm kidding. But, you know, if you're a heavy smoker at night, you would actually probably need supplemental oxygen. Okay? But if you're pretty healthy, you can bring this up to 12,500 feet. You might get a little tingly, but it's nothing that's going to incapacitate you. But they say if you're above 12,500 for more than 30 minutes, you need to be on oxygen. So the smart person does 12.5, drops down, goes back up. So wait 30 minutes, drops down. That's good. So if you're going to fly up there, you want to have oxygen. So normally safely about 10 to 12,000 feet is fine. Now try to maintain that altitude of 3,500. So literally push the plane down back to that altitude. Airspeed looks good. Now relax the grip. So you're holding it too tight, make the airplane work for you. You don't have to work that hard. Okay, now if I want to descend, two things I can do. I can bring power back. Watch this now, let go of the wheel. Or I can just literally take the trim, use my rudder, and watch what it's going to do. It's going to go down a little bit, see? But I just pitched it for a new speed. It's going to build up. So if I wanted to go down without building up speed, I would have to think, well, how does that work? What would I do? I can do is I can just hold it there, bring the power back, trim it for whatever speed I want, and use the power that's going to control my altitude, okay? So if I bring the power back more, and let it go, just hold the wheel, and it's going to sink some more, see it? Now if I bring it all the way back, I know I'm going to get in that area, I bring carb feet, now watch the plane's doing, see? Descending. Now if I say, well, when I get down the altitude I want, I can bring the power back in, watch the nose, it's going to want to try to come back up, carb feet comes back up. I would anticipate that and actually find the power setting with that pitch that's going to keep me at 3,500 feet without using this. It's just understanding how the plane works at the time. Looks like Worcester right there. Okay. So now we're going to line up for runway 2 at Southbridge. So I'm going to put that on. Put this on runway 2. What you do is fly me right straight in front of that. Okay? So I'll bring that in a little closer. 10 miles is good. Now get me right on that line. There it is, way over there. So give me about a 45-degree intercept. That's right about at those little buildings there. Aim at those. There you go. See? So I'm using this. I'm using visuals. I'm using all kinds of things to find this runway. Now down the road, when you get an instrument flying, you'd be under a hood or you'd be in actual conditions trying to find the airport. You got it all in here in the chart. Now I'm going to bring a chart up here. Let's see if it lets me. Oh, I don't want that. Yeah. So I'm going to go 3BO somewhere in here. There it is. Okay, and I'm going to go to procedures. I'm going to put it's called the RNAV approach runway 2. And here you are right here, see ya? And they already had this all lined out just for you. Look at that. And you're flying right into that line. We're going to turn. It's going to put the runway right in front of us. Now normally we would go to one of these points and just follow this thing, but we don't care. We're VFR. We do anything we want. Couple barrel rolls. That's about a 45-degree angle, see? So 90-degree, half of this, 90 either side, you're about half a 90 at 45 degrees. When we're getting a steep turn, so next time, I'll see how much time we got left, but are you continuing right beyond it right away, or are you going to wait, or, you know?
What's that?
On the Top Gun, are you continuing right away, or are you going to wait for a while before...
I'd like to continue.
Okay, well, you can. You got my permission. I'm good. Yeah, you can do anything you want. I just want to make sure where your head's at. So now, like I said, as far as this goes, we're going to start working things. The FAA says you need to know this, 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 and this. And deep turns around the point, rectangular patterns, all these different things. And you can do them eventually by yourself. It all leads back to the airfield, the pattern work that we're doing at the field. And when you get to a point where you're doing all this by yourself, and I'm literally just sitting here and you're doing all this stuff, you're getting here ready to solo. So, and, it might be a little bit, but you already got time towards that now. Now you see the runway out there? See how it's uneven? Well, we know that, so let's keep this heading. And when it starts to get a little better, start turning in and try to get it even on both sides.
Okay.
And you're going to see, you're going to be right on that line. Play that. This is better than the simulator, right?
Yeah, this is a lot better.
But you learned a lot on the sim, though, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Actually, I landed at the Southbridge Airport on the sim. It was kind of cool.
That's right. I knew you would. Now you see Boston out there in the horizon?
Yeah, I do. Oh, God, I thought that was Worcester.
No, that's Boston. Worcester's up that way. Hey, look at the runways changing, right?
Yes.
Now make a slow transition to aim towards that. If it's too much, just take some bank out. Keep trying to work in front of it, so we want as long final as we can get. So kind of keep turning on about a 40-degree turn now instead of 45. But we're still intercepting it, see it? Now look at the shape, it's going to start changing. Keep going, we got a little ways to go yet. Good. Now start turning a little bit and keep working on making it even on both sides. Whatever it takes, do that. So if you were a big 747 coming into a runway, you'd see the same thing. So you see you got to move over just a little bit. See how it's still a little uneven?
Yeah.
There you go. Now turn straight. Now you'll see it closer as you get closer. You can see it's pretty even. Look, you're right on the line.
So cool.
Now eventually down the road, when you get better at this, you'll be doing this blindfolded, so to speak. Well, you'll be able to read this stuff. See, now if I put that same, oh, it's already in here. Same approach is right here. No, it actually is. Wait, let me kick that in here real quick. There you go. Approach, RNAV, vectors, activate it. And you're going to see this is actually what's on the map here. So now our distance from the airport is right here. So it's, let's see, 4 out. Tower traffic Skyhawk 53996. Tower traffic Skyhawk 53996 is 4 mile final straight in runway 2 southward. Now just keep working to keep that even.
Yeah.
Now we're hauling butt. Right now, this would be a little faster maybe. A Learjet be coming in about that fast. We'll see exactly what you're seeing right now. Nothing different, except they're doing it faster, that's all. Yeah, you gotta move over.
I know, yeah, I'm a little right of it.
Yeah, great. That's good. That's the wind now. Remember, we want to see this, but we might be pointing this way, so we have to look this way. That's because the winds are over this way. See? Keep working it. You're getting it. Now we're getting close. You want to start slowing up. So I'll bring the power back. Now notice I still want to keep that in sight. So if I drew that circle, I want to get that circle right back there. And you can see it's a slow transition, but the airspeed is going to start dropping off now. See? Now I say, well, I get that trim, so you get trim. Okay, bring carb heat because I'm going below that point. I'll bring that back. Okay, airspeed again. Now remember, 110 knots, I could put the first notch, so I can do that. So right out here, I get flaps down, pitch down, trim down if I have to. I'm just going to hold that right in that little spot. If I feel any pressure, I'm going to just trim that pressure out. Let the airplane do the work for me. See that? So this speed coming in is good because if we go too slow, depending on the traffic, take me a year to get in there. The headwind right now, so let's say our ground speed is 83. That's actually winds are calm, pretty calm. Okay, put the lights on. Okay, and flashing. Okay, some more power back. Slow it down a little more if I have to.
Is that a VASI lighting system over there I see on the left?
Yeah, that's not a VASI though, it's a PAPI.
Oh, PAPI,
yep. It's a cheap version, it's too light PAPI. Now if we're on that path, we would see a red and a white light. But we're above it, and I'd rather be too high. Why? Because if I lost an engine, I can get down. So
white
remember,
is too high.
Always never forget. You can always lose altitude without an engine. Guaranteed. So if you're too high, you can easily get down. If you're too low, you're not getting back up again, right?
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant. So now I'm going to dump the flaps like it did there at Wyndham. Bring the power back a little bit. Start slowing it up a little bit more. How slow can I go? Until it stalls. Well, where's that? When I land, not here. Anyway, trim that out. Nice and slow. Still high, and I don't care. I'd rather be, like I said, too high than too low. That's my crab angle, because I'm looking at the runway, see it being even. Now if I sink too low too quick, I just add a little bit of power. Remember, power controls altitude. Pitch is controlling my airspeed. I'm dragging it in. It's not a normal way to do this, but I'm just kind of goofing around. I would normally put the flaps, let's say, right about here somewhere. Don't all the way down. Now I got this coming down. I'm going to bring the power out. Look at my windsock. I'm going to put the left wing down and get the rudder, whatever rudder it takes to get this nose straight. That's what I'm doing. So now I can get a little power and let it float. Bring some power out, some trim. Slide it hold into the wind. And right there. Okay, good enough. Slow it down into the wind. Okay.
You make it look so easy.
The hangar or going around again?
Going to hangar. Now we get off here and we clean it up. Now if you're with the examiner, they usually expect you to get off, but if there's people getting off, just go somewhere on the ramp or whatever, clean it up. And down the road, you know, you can do this while you're in taxi, but flaps, carb heat and all that, reset the trim, you know, clean the plane up, so to speak, and then go out and do it again, whatever, you know. Got a little bit of power, and I'm just going to taxi to the hangar. We're going to snap it around and push it nice and slow. Yeah, the rudders, like I said, over time, now you see I got my feet like in riding a horse, like, yeah. If I got two brakes, I can do this. I can turn around. I want to turn this thing around on a dime, I can turn on a dime, see it? We try not to do it too much, but sometimes you have to make a sharper turn. That's what I'm going to do over here. And that's why these tires wear down. As trainer wheels, you know, they buy the tires that not super expensive. If you had your own airplane, you would want the best stuff for it because you want it to last long. But when students get at these planes, insurance goes up, you know, everything goes up. Cost goes up. I just did the same thing I did over there, only a quarter turn. Nose is nice and straight, sun's in my face, driving me crazy. So, again, I'm shutting it down. My checklist would say lights off, leave that on, radio's off, just hit that bat switch right there.